according to Dan Raphael, sources, quote unquote, have said that Canelo, Golden Boy, and Dazn have met up in an effort to work through their issues. So Canelo filed a lawsuit against Dazn and Golden Boy, but it was thrown out by the judge because it was filed improperly. And I'm not going to go into the technicalities of it, but it was just improperly filed. So it's not like the case was dismissed. It's just the way it was filed was improper. So his lawyers are going to have to go and fix whatever issue there is inside the lawsuit. And then they're looking to file it again, according to this article, on Monday. But that left an opportunity for Dazn, Golden Boy, Canelo. I don't know who initiated this, but according to Dan Raphael, at least one of the parties said, you know what, let's try and sit down and work it out so we can maybe avoid this court case. Because if they don't sort it out in the next few days, then again, Monday, Canelo could be refiling. And the issue, if I haven't spoken about it in previous videos, is that because of the economic situation we're having right now, and especially without fans in the arena, according to Dan Raphael, Dazn are not willing to pay Canelo the $35 million a fight as per his contract if he fights either Callum Smith or Billy Joe Saunders next. Apparently, they're only willing to pay him that money if he fights Gennady Golovkin. I've heard, and I have no confirmation of this, maybe some of you guys out there have, but I've heard that there is some type of language in that contract which says that to get the 35 mil, it must be against a premier opponent. That is ambiguous language. What is a premier opponent? Is it somebody who's a world champion? Is it somebody who's a box office draw? How do you interpret language like that? Dazn, I'm guessing, are saying that the likes of Callum Smith and Billy Joe Saunders are not premier opponents. Whereas Canelo's like, hang on, they're world champions, and this is what was contracted to me, 35 million. So give me my 35 mil if I'm going to fight Callum Smith or Saunders. Canelo's got to do what's best for him. And I'm sure that there are going to be other networks who might pay Canelo as much as he's looking for. You know, because other networks have a pay-per-view platform like Showtime. I mean, HBO's not really in the game anymore, but ESPN, they've got pay-per-view platforms. That differentiates them from Dazn, which is a subscription-based service. Therefore, given the fact that there's no fans that they can get into the arena and pay-per-view in the United States is like $75, maybe it's viable for them to pay Canelo 35 mil or maybe more. Because that is what Canelo is filing for in the lawsuit. He's looking to break away from Golden Boy and break away from Dazn and go with somebody else who can actually pay him the money that he wants. And as always, I'm pro-fighter. The fighters should do whatever's in their best interest, not what's in the best interest of the broadcaster or the promoter or the manager or whoever. No, they should do what's in their best interest, because at the end of the day, they're the ones who are putting in all the hard work in the gym, all the sparring, taking all the blows, doing all the miles on the road, doing all the sit-ups, doing all the push-ups, and getting in the ring and risking their lives, risking their health. They're the ones taking your health is your wealth, right? They're the ones taking the real risks. So I'm always pro-fighter, or at least 99.9999% pro-fighter when it comes to a situation between a fighter and their contracted promoter, manager, broadcaster, etc. So let's see where this goes. Hopefully they can sort it out. And by the way, as much as I wouldn't mind seeing Canelo Golovkin 3, there are other fights out there which actually intrigue me more. Because at this stage, Golovkin is looking a bit worse for wear. He must be, 38 now? Pushing 40? Canelo's in the prime of his life. Do we really want to see? I mean, look, as I say, I don't mind seeing it, but is that a fight that a lot of you guys are clamoring for? Canelo Golovkin 3. I know that a lot of the casuals and, most of Canelo's fans are casuals. Most fans of the majority of superstar fighters are casuals. That's okay. It's not a criticism. Maybe they are clamoring for that third fight with Golovkin. I don't know. But in terms of us hardcore fans, how many of you guys are actually clamoring for Canelo Golovkin 3? Me, I'm like, whatever. I would be more interested in seeing Canelo versus, I don't know, one of the Charlo brothers. Or Canelo versus Billy Joe Saunders, or Canelo versus Caleb Plant, or Canelo versus whoever. Maybe even another fight at light heavyweight. Canelo versus Dimitri Bivol. There are so many interesting fights out there for Canelo. For DAZN to be so hell-bent on Golovkin, I mean, I get it. They've seen the numbers that Canelo Golovkin has done in the past, so I get it. But just from a fan perspective, from a hardcore fan perspective, and look, I fully acknowledge that it's not hardcore fans that ultimately call the shots in boxing. It's the casual fans. What the casuals want to see, or what the casuals will pay for, is what the networks are most interested in. I get that. And that's what gets the fighters paid. If boxing was only supported by us hardcores, then these fighters wouldn't be making anywhere near as much money as they do make. So it's good that we've got all these casuals, truth be told. I know we find them annoying and stuff like that sometimes, but without them, the fighters wouldn't be able to earn the kind of livings that they do. And I don't begrudge these fighters making the money they make. I'm glad that Canelo can make whatever it is, 35 million a fight plus. I'm glad he can do that. Because as I said, this is a sport which is very, very dangerous. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Can Canelo, Golden Boy, and DAZN work out their differences over the next few days and avoid Canelo filing or refiling this lawsuit on Monday? You know, sometimes it all depends on the character, but sometimes when someone has their heart set on something, and many boxers are like this, they're very determined people who have a one-track mind. When they make a decision, that's it, I'm going to do this. And if Canelo has now got his heart set on breaking from Golden Boy and breaking with DAZN, maybe he's just, you know, entertaining them for the sake of entertaining them, but doesn't have any real intention to forget about this lawsuit and work it out with Golden Boy and DAZN. And by the way, Canelo is apparently claiming that Golden Boy and DAZN have some type of agreement between them. And in that agreement, they made decisions about Canelo, which he was not privy to, in terms of who he's supposed to be fighting, what type of opponents, how he's eligible for, you know, for certain money and all this kind of stuff. This is my understanding. Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't seen the contract, but this is what I've been reading in the media. And so you get the sense that Canelo maybe feels a bit backstabbed by Oscar De La Hoya. That he's been behind Canelo's back dealing with DAZN, and Canelo's like, hang on, no. I should be privy to all the stuff, all the conversations and all the agreements that you guys have. Yeah, and maybe that is one way to sort it out. Maybe if they can renegotiate Canelo's contract to his liking, whereby he has to be CC'd into everything. And any conversations between him and DAZN, between Golden Boy and DAZN with regards to Canelo, Canelo has to be kept in the loop about all that. So, yeah, maybe that's something they could negotiate. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about this situation. Can it be resolved, or will Canelo go elsewhere? It's happening. I'm out. Join me on Patreon. I upload a minimum of 2 podcasts every single week, covering a wide variety of controversial topics, as well as live stream Q&A sessions. Take a look on screen right now at some of the podcasts I've produced so far. For just $3 a month, the equivalent of about £2 a month, you get access to all my new podcasts and my entire back catalogue of past podcasts, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen on your computer or on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the Patreon app from the Google Play Store or the App Store for free. The Patreon app also allows you to download each podcast in MP3. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to dozens of hours of exclusive content. It's easy to sign up, there's no contract, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.